No. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Ask Grit. We're on to episode number 40. Right on time, Shamal. Shamal from Sri Lankan office is joining us today. How are you doing, Shamal?
Good, Navin. Good. How's things with you, Navin? How's the market over there? I heard it's getting much hotter now.
Yes. Market is pretty good. It's 2021 had a pretty good run. It's still a continuation.
Great. So, Navin, we have received quite a lot of questions this time around. Shall we get on with it?
Yeah, let's get on to it. So before that, just to recap, the purpose of this whole session is to answer the questions by our investors on every single week, so that it'll add some value to you. Because if you listen to the questions someone asked, and when we answer that, typically a lot of people learn a lot out of that. So that's the whole purpose. And feel free to ask any questions during the program or after the program, and we are more than happy to answer those. Okay.
All right. So the first question is, basically a general question which we are getting all the time, but we would be happy to answer you. Why should I invest in Australia?
Oh, yes, it's a common question. Why should you invest in Australia being overseas? I guess the main reason you should be looking at Australia is the stability. It's stability of the currency, stability of the country, stability of the economy, the work-life balance. I mean, Australia has about 3 to 4 most livable cities in the world in the top 10, and there's a reason for that. The main reason you should be looking at Australia is stability. As an investor, you want to make sure your capital is secured, you'll get a return on your investment, and when you have the stability of the country, that's number one for your investment. So that is the answer for you.
Okay. So now the same client is asking what sort of a return are we looking at?
Yeah, when people say return on investment, it really depends what they mean. Some people think rental return is their return on investment. If you're looking at a rental return, you're looking at about 5%, 4 to 5%. That's what we would recommend. We don't go below that because it's not so attractive for an investor. If they're not talking about capital appreciation, you're looking at about at least 7% per annum, so 7 to 12% per annum. For example, last year, most capital cities have appreciated by 20% or more. That's not going to happen every year, but average you're looking at least 7%. But return on your investment, once you enter into the investment and exit, you're looking at 15% plus.
All right. Okay, so let's move on to the third question. What are the best states to invest now in?
Yeah, I mean, every state has its own property cycles, just like any other country. Right now, Melbourne and Sydney has had an extremely good run, and places to watch out for is Adelaide, Brisbane, and Perth. There's going to be a lot of potential in these states, and there's reasons to it. There's mining booms happening in Adelaide and Perth. There's Olympics coming up in the next 10 years in Brisbane. So much of towards these cities, and there's so many fundamentals which are right, and these cities will definitely grow in the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay, and what are the investment options now in terms of property?
Yeah, investment options. I mean, you get 3 main options if you're looking at long-term property investments. One is apartment, where you invest in apartments. Mainly, we recommend apartments close to the universities where there's a strong rental demand. Then you have townhouses. These are mainly close to the city in the 15-20 kilometer radius. Then we have house and land packages or houses standalone houses in the outskirts or the suburbs, we're looking at about 25 to 40 kilometer radius from the main capital city. Yeah, apartments, townhouses, and house and land or houses are the main three investments.
Okay. So hope that answers your question, Mr. Fernando. And another question coming in, Naveen, from Mr. Fernando himself. What would you recommend? House and land or apartments? And why? He's looking at a pure investment, Naveen.
Yeah, if it's for a pure investment, again, I was going to say it all depends on the purpose of investing. If their purpose is to send their son or daughter as overseas investor, yes, an apartment would be very, very handy because it's close by, it's convenient. And rather than paying someone else's rent, it will serve his purpose of investing in an apartment and get the son or daughter to live there. As a pure investor, a house and land package would yield better returns because a land appreciates overall in any country, and it is the same in Australia. As long as you invest in the right place, you can expect very, very good returns for house and land.
Okay, thank you, Naveen. And I'm getting another question. This gentleman is asking, why have you all been experiencing a boom in Adelaide property?
Yeah, there's a few reasons to it. One is, if you look at the migration statistics, Sydney and Melbourne is getting tougher and tougher for the overseas migrants to come into these cities. Whereas Adelaide, it's not that it's straightforward, but then again, a lot of people are moving towards Adelaide because it is considered as a regional area. And that's one of the reasons. So population is key for property growth, and population is growing rapidly in Adelaide. Similarly, we were talking about Brisbane. Brisbane also has a lot of interstate migration towards Brisbane to sunny Queensland. Again, talking about Adelaide, there's huge mining projects going on in South Australia. BHP, who is a mining giant over here, is currently working on a project called Victoria Dam. And Olympic Dam. Olympic Dam is going to be the largest open cut mine when it's done. It has uranium, gold, coal, and it's going to be a game changer. I mean, mining is a separate industry, but then again, construction-wise, there have been more jobs created. It's all fundamentals which are going to be very, very strong for property growth. And at the same time, there's so many things going on in South Australia, things like a lot of submarine contracts. There's so many things going on from the defense side of things. They have won so many contracts. So there's a lot of infrastructure projects, population growth, and those are the main drivers for South Australia.
Thank you very much, Naveen, for that explanation. And the same client is asking, what would be the better option way forward? Is it Adelaide, Brisbane, or Melbourne? So, yeah.
Yeah, based on your objectives, if you are looking at long-term growth or mid-term growth, really depends on your objectives. But if you're looking at the long term, you cannot simply go wrong with any of these places. We're not saying Melbourne or Sydney is bad. I mean, they have had tremendous growth. But as an entry investor, Adelaide is a really good place to start off. But Melbourne, Sydney, if you're looking at the next 10 years, they will still keep rising. And there's no right or wrong answer. Based on your budget, based on your objective, you can invest in any of these places and you cannot simply go wrong because the fundamentals are extremely strong in all these areas.
Okay. And the same client is asking, is there any approval that they need to get as a foreigner to invest in Australia now?
Yeah, as a foreigner, when you invest, you need to get something called Foreign Investment Review Investment, FIRB, Foreign Investment Review Board approval. So this is going to cost $6,350 for a property is below $1 million and $2,600 over to $1 to $2 million, and it goes on. But that is essential. The key requirement for FIRB or Foreign Investment Review Board is it has to be a brand new property. As a foreigner, you cannot buy old properties in Australia.
Okay. And also the same client is asking whether we would manage and we would take care of the process while he's in Sri Lanka.
Yes, of course. We take care of the end-to-end process, starting from selection of the property to the approvals, the legal aspect, finance approvals, to renting it out, managing it, reselling it. So we take care of the whole process end-to-end.
All right. Anything from your end, Naveen? Any questions coming in?
Yeah. Let me have a look. Yeah, there's one on Adelaide. We were looking at a close by suburbs to the city, a townhouse option. What are your thoughts about that? Those are really good options. You're looking at a price point between 650 to 750. Just because it's Adelaide, it's not cheap when it comes to close to the city. These are really good options because there is a tremendous undersupply of these kind of properties. So renting it out will be very easy. The vacancy rates are extremely low. We're looking at below 1%. And again, you need to really watch out for the suburb. Typically, we go through a rigorous process in finding good suburbs by looking at about 35 data points. Feel free to reach us out. We can help you out there, but close to the city is extremely good as long as you have the budget for it. And yeah, that's definitely good.
Okay, another question coming in from my end. What is the price point you are looking at when you think of investing in Adelaide, Brisbane, and Melbourne? And this gentleman is looking at a house and land option, Naveen.
Yeah, just a ballpark. Adelaide in the suburbs, you're looking at 450 to 500,000. That's the attractiveness over there, because you cannot do that in Melbourne, Sydney, or Brisbane. In Melbourne now, you're looking at 600 to 700,000. Sydney, $1 million to 1.3 as an entry point. Then we are looking at Brisbane from 600 to 700,000 again. Yeah, that's just a ballpark, but again, depending on your requirements.
So another question from this gentleman: will it lead for me to get my PR to Australia?
That's a very common question again. Not necessarily directly, just by buying a property, but it will definitely add value to you because it shows that you have an interest. You've got to take either the skill migration or the business migration. Those are the two parts available. If you have further interest, do let us know. We can put you forward to one of the lawyers. But just because you buy the property, you're not going to get the PR. It will add value to you.
All right, Naveen. So that's it from my end. Anything?
Yeah, I think there's another one with. They were talking about some northern suburbs called Andrews Farm. Is that a safe place? They are saying that they have heard about some Bogans living in the area. That is true. I mean, if you call it a Bogan town, so be it. But if you look at Melbourne or Sydney for that matter, in Sydney, places like Riverstone, those are totally Bogan towns. If you look at Melbourne, places like Pakenham, Clyde, totally Bogan towns. And look at them now. It's, I mean, it's just a matter of time where it will become a fully fledged city with all the amenities and professionals moving in. It all boils down to the affordability. When the affordability is low, people tend to move in, especially the migrants, and it's a matter of time. Those Bogan towns will become normal towns. So, I mean, as an investor, if you want to live there, that's a different story. But if you're not comfortable, but as an investor, think about the fundamentals, think about the growth factors, think about the vacancy rates, all the aspects which you need to think about as an investor, but not about the people who live in and things like that. Hope that answers the question. Yeah, I think that's it for today, Shamal.
Yeah. So I hope it was very informative to everyone logged in, and we'll
everyone's knowledge. We have a webinar tonight. It will be conducted by Daniel Diaz from our Melbourne office. focused at investors in Sydney, but anybody can join in. It's more education about property investment, suited mostly for people in Australia, because we'll be going through a lot of strategies and so forth. If you have not registered, please register that. Along with that, we have a series of events in Sri Lanka and then some coming up in India. You can check them out on our social media pages. Until we see you next week, goodbye from us. Stay safe and have a great weekend ahead.
Stay safe, everyone. Happy Independence to all the Sri Lankans. We are celebrating tomorrow. And Navin, I think Australia will be much more action-packed starting off from a couple of weeks' time. Sri Lanka team came yesterday.
Yes, there'll be a bunch of T20s, I heard.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Awesome. Shama.
Okay, see you, Navin. See you, everyone.